Hey, Donald Trump, you lost Joe Rogan. Now you lost Sean Ryan. What is on your list to lose next? Welcome back into Occupy Democrats and this breaking story. And oh my, oh yes, it only took a year, but Donald Trump has lost yet another massive part of what got him elected in 2024. And I'm going to show that story to you in just a few seconds because Donald Trump just loves to live in the snow globe of his own mind of some form of reality. Like this.
Black people love Trump. I got the biggest vote with black people. They know a scam better than anybody. They know what it is to be scammed.
But for 2026 and 2028, the Democrats do need to learn from this statement right here.
I think a lot of people are turned off by being told who they should vote for based on skin color. I'm a black man. I'm in a black Greek-led organization. I went to an historically black college or university. None of that should matter with regards to how I make a decision on who I'm going to vote for.
Because yes, while many black voters fell for it, this is the actual truth of reality right now, here.
Donald Trump once asked Black America the question, what the hell do you have to lose? The answer is everything under his administration.
And don't you just love the literal level of arrogance Trump has when he only considers that maybe ending slavery was slightly more than what he's done for the black community?
I've done more for black Americans than anybody with the possible exception of Abraham Lincoln. Nobody has even been close.
Lord knows Seth Rogen, when he hosted the White House Correspondents' Dinner, was stone cold right with this joke.
Donald Trump said recently he has a great relationship with the blacks, though unless the blacks are a family of white people, I bet he's mistaken.
And as I'm about to show you this breaking story, here's a little Trump world intermixed with the actual reality of right now in the black community. Here.
Criminal justice reform and opportunity zones and all of the things I've done.
We know that under the Trump administration, civil rights is under attack, voting rights is under attack, reproductive rights under attack.
Prison reform. I mean, what I've done is more than anybody else.
Racial justice under attack, social justice under attack, economic justice under attack, black entrepreneurship under attack.
I don't know if it's being recognized at all.
What the hell does black America have to lose under Donald Trump? The answer clearly is everything.
Yes, Hakeem Jeffries is right. You could lose everything because in just over a year, the black community has literally flipped already on Trump, and black voters have regret across the board, and the numbers and truth show it. Partly because of a Jim Crow theme coming out of the White House and racism, plus this breaking story right here.
Trump uses Black History Month celebration to push for Jim Crow 2.0 voting laws as a surprise Trump voter bloc roils with regret. Honeymoon is over. The White House announced that President Donald Trump was celebrating Black History Month by pushing policies like voter ID that would make it more difficult to vote. In a statement titled, President Trump Celebrates Black History Month on Wednesday, the White House said, President Trump's historic push to pass the Save America Act will safeguard the voices of black Americans and all Americans by preventing illegal votes from disenfranchising any citizen. The Save America Act has been called Jim Crow 2.0 because it makes it more difficult to register to vote and requires an ID to participate in elections. The White House also falsely claimed that Trump had signed no tax on Social Security as part of his One Big Beautiful Bill. What it does contain is a cleverly repackaged senior deduction that, if you squint and given the fungibility of money, allows some seniors to offset their taxable Social Security income, Forbes noted. The majority of the White House's Black History Month proclamation highlighted accomplishments from Trump's first term, such as benefits for historically black colleges and universities, HBCUS. As we celebrate Black History Month amid America's 250-year anniversary, President Trump remains committed to policies that lift up all Americans and secure the American dream for generations to come, the statement said. But the truth is that President Donald Trump's early support from black Americans has cratered just a year later, according to a new analysis. The 79-year-old president garnered more support from black voters in 2024 than any GOP presidential candidate in decades, and nearly 1 in 3 black Americans approved of his job performance in his first weeks back in the White House. But that favorability has plunged to as low as 13% last month, and he's currently hovering around the lows he hit just before losing the 2020 election, reported the Washington Post. Where did Black MAGA go? Wondered Post columnist Theodore R. Johnson. The declining numbers don't just signal that the president is losing voters, they show that MAGA's appeal to black Americans stems less from affection, partisan identity, or loyalty to Trump. The president's support among black Americans, the columnist wrote, required him to implement policies they can point to with pride and offer a sense of belonging to a movement that makes up for racial differences within it while also protecting them from other black Americans and mistrustful MAGA backers. A year later, however, the honeymoon is over, Johnson wrote. Black supporters sought prosperity and governance, but the Trump administration has mostly delivered chaos. They needed belonging, but found hostility. Trump's second year on the job finds the black unemployment rate near recession levels at 7.2%, nearly twice as high as the white unemployment rate, while federal workforce cuts has disproportionately hurt black workers, and the president has broken almost every campaign promise he made to black voters. His black supporters typically hold hardline stances on immigration, but the violent and chaotic manner of the deportation operations leaves nothing to defend, Johnson wrote. Like most of MAGA, many black voters who backed Trump expected an exit from foreign entanglements and to reap dividends from a bustling economy. They're getting neither. His presidency has lurched from capricious tariff policy to repeated government shutdowns to indifference regarding long-standing security agreements. Black voters were willing to give Trump a shot at a second term, but Johnson said it appears most of them already regret their choice. Trump began Black History Month this year not by holding another White House celebration, but by posting a racist video to social media of Barack and Michelle Obama, Johnson wrote. When paired with immigration agents' violence toward citizens, high costs of living, and a government unconcerned with the will of the people, whatever love remains in the air isn't enough to keep a substantial number of black voters in the MAGA coalition.
Yes, that's the actual truth on the ground right now. And while I could have shown, a reminder of the video Trump just did with the Obamas in the jungle, it isn't necessary because the truth of the matter is, when it comes to Trump and where he is right now today, I've said many things over the last 12, 18 months about why Donald Trump is likely to eventually end this presidency without seeing all 4 years, but I've come more and more and more to the realization that his megalomania, narcissistic, malignant attitude towards everyone in general except himself is much more about the end of his presidency coming because what Donald Trump refuses to do is read, yes, but what he really refuses to do is to listen to anyone else. And that, I believe, at its core underneath, is going to be the ultimate reason why he winds up either saying or doing something that he wouldn't have done that will end his presidency if he just would have listened to someone besides what rattles around in that damn brain of his. It's absurd. You guys like and share the video and stay frosty.